Yeah, g'day guys, welcome back. So the Welshless Lions with imports beat the Wallabies at the Suncorp Stadium tonight. And this game, you know, I really can't fault the players. I think the players gave 110%, given what they were, given the circumstances that Rugby Australia has put them in. And I think the coaches gave 100%. Gave the right game plan, the kicking, targeting Keenan, targeting the 50-22, targeting that 22 meter line with the high balls. All of that are great game plans from the coaches. The scrummaging was good, right? We thought that Ellis Genji was going to come in and get a bunch of free penalties. Did not happen. And the scrum, the players, Alan Alatoa, showed enough to the referee to get some of the 50-50 calls for the Wallabies. So all of that is good. But what is bad? Why did the Wallabies lose? Well, Rugby Australia has failed to plan a game for the Wallabies last week. The Wallabies out there, the players out there were operating at about 80% of their full potentials tonight. Not because of the lack of effort, because they simply did not have enough time to get everything in order for a monumental test match of this caliber. That's it. They had a set game plan against Fiji 2 weeks ago. They improved from that game plan, but it's still 80%. The kicking is not accurate enough. The high ball challenges, not good enough. The post-contact offloads, just not there. The defensive structure gets shuffled up, gets messy when the pressure is, when the Lions goes wide. You can tell it's just not there. The effort is there. The intent is there. But the overall machine is not operating at 100%. It's operating at third gear, fourth gear. And that's because Rugby Australia has failed to plan an additional game for the Wallabies. So Springboks had an extra game before the Lions tour. In fact, I think they had a bunch of games. They had games. Did they play against Portugal as well, or like Georgia as well? And the Springboks had an additional game against the Bulls. The Springboks 15, and they lost that game. But it didn't matter because they needed to know they're 100% going into the Lions tour. They needed to know what's the things that are not 100%. They need to work out the kinks. And the Wallabies didn't have that. Because some corporate muppet who doesn't even watch rugby at Rugby Australia made the schedule. And here's the more controversial part. I think Swali should be dropped for Hunter Paisami. It's just that simple. One side of the field, you have Simone Tuipulotu, one of the biggest mistakes from the Melbourne Rebels, looking like $1 trillion. And on the other side, Swali'i, actually, it's probably not his fault, to be honest. He's been injured. Like the whole season. He's missed out half the season for the Waratahs because of injuries. He hasn't touched the ball since last time against Fiji. That's like the first time he touched the ball in like 3 months. Of course he's going to be rusty. Of course he's not going to be able to catch the high balls that you revolve your whole game plan around. Of course his passes are going to go to the ground to nobody. Because he hasn't played rugby. And again, who's making these decisions? Is Joe Schmidt actually making these decisions? Or is there some idiot at Rugby Australia in the marketing team who doesn't even watch rugby made the selection? You tell me. And I just want to show you this a little bit as well, right? This tells me there's a lack of game time for Swali'i to have. There's a lack, he's so young. He's 21 years of age. Before he played for the Waratahs, He played rugby league, which is a different sport. Let's stop pretending that it's almost the same. It's not the same sport. Before that, he played in high school. And what he did here tells me that instinctively, he hasn't really got over the rugby league yet. Because he hasn't had enough game time. Just watch this, and you can tell me. And this is where Ben Earl allegedly used his arms to tackle him as well. Very dangerous. I think there should have been a penalty against Ben Earls and a yellow card. But hey, you know, whatever, right? So here it is. Swatley comes in. He gets tackled. He's on his knees right here. And he just wiggles himself forward with the momentum from his own teammates. And he grounds the ball. At no point did he try to release the ball. And that just tells me that he's not really, like, any player at this level would release the ball. And would know that it's illegal to wiggle towards the try line. It doesn't matter if someone is pushing you or if the opposition is pulling you. Everybody knows. It just tells me he hasn't got the mindset switched over from rugby league yet. It's like the instinct hasn't built into him yet. You tell me. You tell me if you are a player. In fact, tell me, like, when was the last time you saw somebody wiggle on the ground like this towards the try line? Maybe the under 13 level. I probably did that when I was under 13. Because I didn't know the rules. You tell me. You know, it's really disappointing. I really felt if we had an extra game, Swali would be better. If we had an extra game, the kicking game would be better. There were so many kicks, right? It was just like comically close to scoring a try. Like, literally the ball would bounce like 1 inch to the right, and then the Porter would have scored. Multiple times. And just... Anyway, like, the team gave everything they could. Just not enough. The Lions, great defense. Ty Burn, what can I say? Really, really good at just really good around the rocks all over. Just Iron Man performance from the Irish players. And yeah, don't even need a Welsh to win the game. Anyway, let's have a look at the match stats before I start fucking get too angry over this shit. Anyway, 3 tries apiece for the Wallabies and Lions. By no point did I feel like the Lions was going to lose the game. Defensive-wise, the Lions were so much better. The Wallabies are hardly going forward. So they had their kind of like push into the kicking game, and it was just not good enough. Not accurate enough. The idea was there, but it's just not enough time to get it in 100%. 301 run meters to the Wallabies and 422 British Irish Lions. 13 turnovers conceded against the Wallabies, 17 against the Lions. 147 tackles made for the Wallabies, 31 missed tackles for the Wallabies. Not too bad. It's not great, but not too bad, I guess. Actually, it's not great. Actually, it could have been better. When the Lions went wide, for a test match, probably need about 20, if like under 20, considering only made 147 tackles. Anyway, 187 tackles made for the Lions, 20 missed tackles there. 27 kicks in play for the Wallabies, 34 for the Lions. 1 conversion missed from lineup from the sideline, 100% for the Lions there. 654 kick meters for the Wallabies, 831 for the Lions, losing the kick meters there, and losing the kick amount. Yeah. The lineouts as well. Wallaby lineout again, just rusty. Maori Toji was just having a field there at one point, and 12 lineouts for the Wallabies, 3 lost. 10 lineouts for the Lions, only 2 lost. Scrum I thought was really good. Overall, I think, like I said, the Alan Alatoa did enough to show the referee that the Lions were boring in and bringing the scrum down. And I think both Ellis Genj and Porter got done for that for Ben O'Keefe. So I think that the Wallabies did really well there. 8 scrums, no loss, and 1 scrum loss for the Lions. 7 penalties conceded for the Wallabies. I think the discipline-wise was really good. 11 penalties against the Lions. There was just like so many penalties, and yeah, referee gave a warning, and despite the no arms tackle, the invisible arm tackle, no yellow card, and Lions got out of jail. Yeah, it is what it is. You know, it's a game of inches, and the Wallabies just, you know, if they were just a little bit more accurate in some of those kicking, they would have been, yeah, I don't know. I mean, and the same thing with Lolosio, I feel like, because just a little bit more about the Swatli'i, because Lolosio wasn't 100% when he got played against Fiji. I don't think Swatli'i is 100%. 100% in terms of efficiency, in terms of performance. He needed a couple more games. Again, needed an extra game for him to be at 100%. Anyway, moving on. So let's do a quick recap of the game. A minute into the game, the Lions gets a penalty and they kick 3 points. Like basically, in fact, right from the kickoff, they got a penalty. Ty Burn gets it, 3-0. 11 minutes into the game, some pretty defensive, again, just miscommunication looked like in the defensive lines for the Wallabies. The Wallabies were, you know, got really close. The Lions got really close to the try line. Wallabies were bunched up, over the top ball from Fing Russell to Tuipulotu, the other Australian, goes in for the try. The 16th Aussie on the field goes in for the try. 10-0. I don't mean, it is what it is, right? There was 90 minutes in the game. There was a try from Hugh Jones that was disallowed. It was a missed tackle everywhere from the Wallabies. Hugh Jones got tackled before the try line. He got up, went again. At least he felt like I can actually, you know, see what Hugh Jones was doing, because he probably thought he wasn't held. Like Jorgensen was hardly touching him. He got up and went again because he probably felt like he wasn't held at all. So I don't actually blame him. I thought that, you know, it's just you know, just a little thing there. I think the Wallabies got lucky there. 10-0. Still, 29 minutes of the game, there was a high ball for the Wallabies. Max Jorgensen single-handedly ripped the ball from the high ball and then ran through for the try. Unbelievable talent. And yeah, probably worth $1.5 million. Maybe $2 million for Jorgensen, to be honest. 10 points to 5. 36 minutes of the game, the Lions gets on a penalty, not taking 3 this time. They went for the line out. More penalties, repeated penalties against the Wallabies. They went for a quick tap and go. And then Tom Curry pick and drive for the try. 5 points to 17. Halftime score. Second half starts, the Wallabies came out a bit of napping. The line out got stolen. And then the Lions start piling inside the Wallabies 22. Eventually, good hands into the corner. And Dan Sheehan dunks the ball in. 5 points to 24. There was a high clean out on Len Ikitau from Furlong. And the referee said Ikitau was moving up and Furlong smacked him in the head. Okay. No yellow card, just the penalty. 60 minutes, we saw this. Swatli'i try, denied. Because, yeah, it is definitely not a no try, but I thought that was a yellow card for no arm tackle, no arm wrap. Can we get another angle here? So there was definitely really, you know, barely a wrap at all. You know, it's just from Ben Earl. And yeah, it is what it is. You know, yeah, whatever. So 67 minutes of the game, there was another penalty for the Wallabies. They went for the line out, repeated penalties, went for the line out. No yellow card, despite the warning earlier. The Wallabies pick and go, got really close to the try line, and then eventually Tizano rams himself through for the try. 12 points to 24. 72 minutes of the game, the British and Irish Lions are feeling a bit of heat. Got a penalty right in front of the goal line. The kick 3. Marcus Smith popped this one over. 12 points to 27. And finally, 78 minutes. The Wallabies just in front of the Lions goal line again. The McDermott. There was a little break down the sideline from from Harry Porter, and then McDermott picked and go himself. Darts through for the try. 19 points to 27. The final score. And yeah, it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts. There was a bunch of tries being held up as well for the Wallabies. I think Harry Wilson had one denied. I thought maybe he scraped the line. Not enough video evidence to show the case. But yeah, let me know your thoughts.